to another reading vlog. So this reading vlog is going to be for a week, well, 9 days, and it is for charity. Now come and follow me and I'll explain what it is all about. Hello, from this angle, not very good. Anyway, basically a lovely bookstagrammer called Martha, who is currently pregnant. Hello. Hi. So yeah, she's currently pregnant. She's a massive big charity fundraiser, and since she's pregnant, and she's pregnant through a pandemic, she wanted to raise money for charity. And while she's pregnant, like most new mums do, we like to basically read a lot about pregnancy and what to expect. So while she was doing that, she also came across this charity. So the charity is fivexmore, and basically this is a charity for Black women to help them with their pregnancy and particularly their birth. So 4 and 5 times Black women are more likely to die than white women due to their healthcare system and not getting the support. So this fivexmore charity was made up to fundraise for money to help support these Black women through their pregnancy and their childbirth, and also get, to get it out there to say that, Black women need more help than white women do. And being a mum myself and having such a rough pregnancy myself, and also my daughter was extremely poorly that she had to spend a few weeks in NICU, I am very aware how privileged I am with the NHS and how well they looked after myself and my daughter. So to hear that Black women don't get that Black women are dying before they even get a chance to hold and see their baby, breaks my heart. And it breaks my heart that the children don't get to see their mothers, and for the fact that they don't get the mother and child bond that we do get. So this vlog I wanted to do to showcase what I'm doing for the charity, but also if anyone would kindly want to donate, there's a Just Giving page that I'll put in my description that you can do so. I myself am going to donate once I've finished the 9 days of the challenge. So the challenge is up to you. So as everyone is probably aware, that mostly a pregnancy lasts for 9 months, and because of that the charity is running by the number 9. So you can choose what you want as long as it's to do with number 9 or a multiple of 9. So you can read 9 chapters a day for 9 days, you can read 9 hours a day for 9 days, 9 minutes a day, or you can read 9 sentences. You could do anything. You can even do 8. You could choose 9 books for 9 days. You could choose 18 books. It can go on. As long as it's to do with the number 9, you can do whatever you want. So with that, I decided I was going to read 9 books for 9 days. It starts on the 20th, which is a Saturday, and it finishes on the 28th of March, which is Sunday. However, as with this charity challenge, the weekend, the 28th and the 27th and the 28th, I'm actually doing a 24-hour readathon that I already had planned before I even knew anything about this. So I decided to incorporate both together. So I'm going to read some books for this vlog. However, I do have books that I'm going to read for the 24-hour readathon, which are going to combine together to make the 9 books. And also it will combine 9 days. So I am going to vlog from now, which is Saturday, and vlog till probably Thursday or Friday, and end the vlog to however many books I've read, and then do a new vlog for my 24-hour readathon. However, I will also incorporate about this charity in that as well. However, I'm hoping that it will do the 9 books. I'm hoping to read the 9 books. So the 9 books that I'm planning for everything, which I need to find. Oh, they're behind me. So, the 9 books are as follows. Obviously, they're not all 9. I have got 2 books on my Kindle. So, the first lot of books that I'm going to talk about are the ones that I am going to do for this vlog. And then the rest are what I'm going to do for the 24-hour readathon. So, hang on. Right. I'm going to read The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie. This is actually also my prompt card pick for my March TBR game, my Go Fish game, so it works in handy to read that. Also going to read A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth, which is Faze and Gaze book club, which I need to read, so that works in handy. Also, I have My Kind of Beautiful, which is a e-art Kindle by Nikki Ash, which I need to read and review before, well, on the day it's released. Also have Backstories, which again is an e-art, which I need to review and read for certain dates too. And I'm in between maybe squeezing lists in as well. I'm not 100% sure. But I am aiming to at least read those 4 books. If I can make time to read this one, I will as well. But I don't know, because obviously the next lot of books are for my 24-hour readathon. And the 24-hour readathon that I'm doing is this month's readathon, which I did in February. And each month there's a new theme. So February's was romance. This month for March is retellings. So I've picked 5 books that are some sort of retellings, which I'm also going to join in with this whole 9 books. So potentially I'll read maybe 9 or 10 books, but obviously 9 books will count for the vlog. So the first is Robin Hood by Robert Muchamores. This is a retelling, a crime thriller retelling of Robin Hood, who is a hacker. Really excited for it. I've got the Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which is a Greek mythology retelling. To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo, which is a Little Mermaid retelling. Cinder by Marissa Mayer, which is a sci-fi take of Cinderella. She's a cyborg. I'm really excited for that. And then the one that I'm most excited for is Path of Needles by Alison Littlewood, which is a crime thriller, but it's by the Italian version of Snow White. So it's sort of like a different version to Snow White. It's like a classic one. But this is very much screaming out to me like it's Grimm's, like the Grimm like TV adaptation in the book. So I'm really excited for this. There's also a very special edition. There's only 200 copies of this book and I'm copy number 96. So they're the books I am going to read for my 24-hour reading vlog, because obviously I already had this planned before this. So I will be doing a separate vlog of these for the weekend. So I will be focusing on these 2 for definitely, especially the 2 Kindles, possibly this, but these are the books that I'm going to focus on for this vlog. And like I said, I will finish this vlog between Thursday and Friday so I can start the 24-hour readathon vlog, but I will incorporate that I've read all the 9 books hopefully and how much money I donated and all that jazz. So that is the plan for this reading vlog. Like I said, I will put all of the details, I'll insert all like the images and all that while I'm talking on here so you can see what I mean. I will tag all of the information you need to know on the description box. Obviously the Just Giving page will be down there as well. If you can donate, that would be fantastic. Even if it's as little as 50p or £1, anything will go a long way. Like I said, I will donate on the Sunday. Once I've done my challenge and everything, I will donate my money on there. And I will obviously let you guys know how much has been raised and everything. So yeah, I'm really excited to do this. It's obviously for a really important and brilliant cause. And yeah, so let's get straight into the vlog. So the old family is all outside. There's my little one, my mum, my dad's over there. I am gonna go and sit with them and join them and read outside. actually. It's around 20 to 10, near enough there. I finished The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I didn't like it. I'm obviously not a big fan of Agatha Christie, and I feel really bad because Hannah absolutely loves Agatha Christie. She's slowly going through the Poirot series, but I'm not getting anywhere with this. So I don't know whether it's because of the time frame it is at, because it's after the Great War. It's an era I don't know nor know a lot about. I just, some of the dialogue on this was very confusing. It didn't make sense because it was like olden times dialogue. On top of it, I felt it was extremely slow paced, and I understand like it was like a detective investigation, but I wanted it to be quite quick. I prefer books that are quick paced, or if they are slow, it sort of has something. It was slow paced. The dialogue was very hard for me to understand and appreciate and like. I did like Poirot. I did enjoy the investigation, trying to like find whether it was murder or just a sudden death kind of thing. I wanted more crime, and I didn't get that. And as much as the investigation part of it was interesting, again it was very slow and boring. Unfortunately I'm not a fan. I'm gonna be honest, I'm glad I haven't got a lot of Agatha Christie books, because it's not a series I'm gonna be continuing. I have got the second book which I might read to see whether it gets a bit better, but other than that I'm not going to be continuing the series, unfortunately. So that's done. We're now going to start A Dark and Hollow Star. I was originally going to do this one, but I changed my mind. I'm in the mood for fantasy. I haven't read any fantasy since A Court of Silver Flames, and I've read 2 crime thrillers and a like romance book, so I'm in a mood for fantasy. So I'm going to start this. I'm not going to read much. I think I'm going to do maybe a couple of chapters and continue reading it tomorrow. I am, as well as reading this, I am going to start backstories on my Kindle, which I can read in the evenings, which it will be a quicker thing just so I can get through my books, because this is about, how many pages? 499 pages, so it is a bit of a chunky book. So I think I might read some of this, but also read some of my Kindles, because they will be quick, and at least I've read a few books that I know that I'm on track. Otherwise, if I'm just reading one and then attempting this, I might not be on track for my 9 books for 9 days. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this, I must admit. So hopefully this is going to be a lot better than this. I'm not sure where to rate it. I'm between 2.5 and 3 stars. I think I might just round it up to 3 because it's easier on my Goodreads. But yeah, so hopefully this will be better, but I shall catch up with you all a little bit later on. Hello. So I realise that I haven't really spoken much on this vlog. I do apologise, but you know, I was busy doing other things as well. I was just going to do an update. I last spoke to you on Saturday, I think, Friday or Saturday, I can't remember what it was. Last spoke to you on a Saturday, I think, and it's Tuesday now. So I finished, as you saw, The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie. Obviously, we know I wasn't overly keen on it. I told you I was going to start A Dark and Hollow Star, which I have. I am on page 114, chapter 8. So I've read that, which isn't a lot, but life has happened, and so I haven't been able to read as much as I wanted to with this book. I am, however, absolutely loving it. It's very, I don't know how this, it's brilliant. I'm really enjoying it. It's a book that I don't want to put down, but kind of have to. So I'm currently reading this. I did, however, flip between Kindle as well, as I tend to be able to read better in bed at the minute, but my lights that I use, I've got fairy lights around my bed because my daughter doesn't like the actual main light being on, so I have fairy lights, but they need new batteries because they're starting to get very dim and not as bright, so it's a struggle trying to read at night at the minute because I haven't got any batteries to replace it. So I have been reading this during the day as much as I can, and then I have been reading my Kindle. So I picked up My Kind of Beautiful by Nikki Ash, which is an e-arc. This is like a second book in a Fighting for Love series, or Finding Love series, sorry. So I read My Kind of Love, which was the first book, which wasn't also an arc. I'm on the author's arc team, so I've been very lucky to get the arcs and reading them. So the first book I loved, and so I knew I was going to love the second book, but oh my god, I love it even more than the first book, which is like shocking. So I started that. I started Sunday night and I got through 60%, and then last night I finished it and it was fantastic. It was like friends to lovers, which is a true trope I do like. There was only one bit that I thought was a bit, not silly, but I just knew wouldn't happen in real life. Basically, there was an attack and there was potential that she may or may not have been raped. She finds out she's pregnant, and it's sort of, she doesn't know whether it's her fiance's baby or whether it's the attacker's baby, and neither decide to find out. And I'm sorry, that doesn't happen in real life. Like, regardless, you will want to know. So that was a bit far-fetched to me, but apart from that, I thought it was a brilliant book. I also started last night, and I'm literally nearly finished. So I'm going to say I finished it because by the time I wrapped this up, I would have. But I started Backstory, so I had already read a bit of it a couple of days ago before I even knew I was going to do this Books for Bump thing. So I am about around 80 something percent, I think about 85-86%, so I'm literally near the end part. It's like short stories, which makes it really easy. It's not long, it's only like 90 pages, I think, if it was a book, I remember like the one I saw on Amazon. But it's absolutely fantastic. So each story, short story, so it's like literally like a couple of pages, is of like either a musician or, you know, all these things, but you don't know who it is. It doesn't say. So you're learning about them, but you're having to figure out who this story is about. Now, I think this is between, like, it's the 70s, 80s era, so I'm obviously wasn't born then. I'm a 90s child, so I'm drawing blank at who. I think the first one I may have figured it out, but the rest I'm just like, I don't really know. but it's a really interesting way to do it. I must admit, I don't think it's a 5-star read. I do think it's at the minute it's between a 3.5 and 4-star. I think it's probably going to be a 4-star just because it's easier to round up on Goodreads and Amazon and that. But I'm enjoying it, and I love the fact that I'm trying to work out what the stories are, who it is about. It's just, I think if that wasn't the element of the story, it wouldn't be as brilliant. But I've been enjoying it. It's like I've sort of been reading it and then Googling to see if I can get any hints and stuff. So yeah, I will probably finish this tonight when I go and read it tonight. I'm going to continue reading this now while I eat my lunch. I'm hoping to at least try and get to the halfway point, because usually when you get halfway it starts getting like loads of things start really happening that you breeze through it. So then I'm kind of hoping that like at least Wednesday, maybe I push Thursday, I can finish it, so then I can start reading lists, because obviously on the weekend I'll be doing my 24-hour readathon, which is the retelling. So I kind of want to read all of these ones before I get to that, because obviously the readathon is retelling, so I can't exactly continue reading these because they're not retelling. But we'll see. If I'm finished this and it's like Friday, then I won't bother picking this up. I will just add the books that I read for retellings in my 9 books for bumps charity, because I want to do 9 books. As long as I read 9 books, then I'm before, like by the end of the 28th, so in the evening of 28th, then I'm happy, because then I've done what my task for myself does. So yeah, that's my reading update. I'll come back once I've finished this, just to give you my thoughts, and obviously I won't continue this vlog through my 24-hour readathon, because I am doing that as a separate vlog. But yeah, so I'll probably come back on once I've finished this and let you know whether I've started or finished this or whatever, and then probably after that I will wrap this video up so I can then start my vlog for the 24-hour readathon, because I do like vlogging that as well. But yeah, I will catch up with you all later. you're not getting a lot of talking like content from me. You've seen some snippets, but it's not much. I apologise, but I find that if I concentrate on vlogging, I don't read as much. So I try to vlog bits that I need to vlog, and then I will read, and then once I've done a lot of reading I can come back and do like my talking bits. Anyway, I last left you on Tuesday, I think. So I had finished Agatha Christie, The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I also finished a Kindle, which was My Kind of Beautiful by Nikki Ash, and I was 80% into Backstories by Simon Verdeville. I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry. That was on Kindle too, and I was also reading lists alongside it. So, to catch you up on how things have gone since Tuesday, obviously I was 80% into my Kindle, so I literally finished that within an hour Tuesday night. Actually, I'll talk about the books in a minute. So I finished that, and then I obviously got to be able to concentrate more on this. So I was, if I'm aware, I'm sure I was at the 100-page mark when I last spoke to you. So I did get halfway through yesterday, and then from that halfway point till this morning I literally breezed through the book. It just really picked up and I couldn't put it down. So I've also now finished this. Now I was going to start The House in the Carolean Sea by TJ Klune, because I still have the whole of this Friday to do so before I do my 24-hour readathon for the weekend. However, I decided not to, purely because I would probably be rushing into it just so I can finish it. I do have it on audio as well, so I could like read it on audio while I do things, and then in between audio read it here. But I decided no, because obviously the 9 days for this Books for Bumps continues for the weekend, and obviously the weekend I have got my 24-hour readathon, and so I've decided that I've read these books. I will end this vlog because they are the books that I've read, and then I will continue with the books that I'm reading for the readathon for the retellings. It can be added into the 9 days because it's still the days to read for the 9 days, because it doesn't finish until the 28th of March. So I've read how many books did I read? I read 4 books in a week, which is pretty good, because this was how many pages? 499, 512 if you include the acknowledgements page book, which does take me a lot longer to read because it's bigger. I obviously read this, which I did read in the day. It was very simple, and then I read the 2 Kindles, which didn't overly take me long to read. I just wanted to pace myself with them because my reviews for them weren't up until like a certain day. So we're gonna do a roundup and end this vlog and tell you my thoughts of the books. So we'll start with the first book I read, which was The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie. I did not like this book. This is going to be a very quick review about this book because I didn't like it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't see the fuss with Agatha Christie at all. I think it's just me personally. It's not any like other reason. If I read a crime thriller or even a mystery, I like it to be fast paced, and I like it to be really nitty gritty into the crime part of it. And even the crime part of this book, which so basically the I can't remember, it's been a while now, I can't remember who the victim was, but basically she dies and everyone thinks it's a heart attack, but 2 people think actually no, it's poisoning. So they get Poirot in to do an investigation to see whether it was poisoning or not. Obviously became aware that yes, it probably was, and so this investigation happens. Now even the investigation part was boring. Now I understand it's based in after World War One, So like obviously that day and age, like investigations is nothing like what it is now, but it was boring. It wasn't fast paced. I did not like any of the characters apart from Hastings and Poirot, but even they were quite bland for me. And I'm one of those people that if it's not plot driven, then I'd like it to be character driven, or vice versa. If it's not character driven, then I want it to be a plot, because then at least I'm still enjoying it because it's got one of the aspects that I really enjoy in books. And this didn't have either for me. It just really didn't. I can understand why some people like it. I do, especially if you're into watching the TV adaptations, but for me, not my thing. I have got the second book in the Poirot series, which I will read and see whether it improves for me, but honestly I don't think I'm going to continue the series because it's just not my thing. Then I read My Kind of Beautiful by Nikki Ash. So I actually read the first book in the My Fighting for Love series, which was My Kind of Love. I absolutely loved that book. It was by Michaela and Ryan and their characters, and it was sort of like it's always a friends to lovers kind of trope. So I really loved that book. And obviously My Kind of Beautiful is a series, but it doesn't follow on with the characters, so there's two separate characters. So My Kind of Beautiful followed Lexi and Alec, who are best friends, but they both are in love with each other, but neither wanted to act on their feelings because they did not want to ruin their friendship, because you know potentially it could do. But something happened in Alec's life. He had a very sudden loss, and he just realised that, you know, life is extremely short and he does not want to live a life full of regrets and what ifs. So he tells Lexi his feelings, and at first she was a little bit, oh, I'm not sure, but she gave in and they started a relationship, and their relationship's absolutely perfect. It was the most beautiful romance. It was so steamy. Like, there was sex in My Kind of Love, but I must admit, in My Kind of Beautiful, the sex was upped because it was steamy. There was a heck of a lot of descriptive bit of sex, and I must admit I was like, oh, getting hot under the cover. I really liked this book. I actually strangely enjoyed this book more than the first book, and I loved the first book, like literally loved the first book. But for me, the second book, I just liked, like, obviously I loved the romance bit, and you know me, I'm not a big romance fan, but I do like it when it's friends to lovers. It is one of my favourite tropes, and I do like it when romance is quite steamy. I'm more liking those kind of ones than just your typical slow burn one. Anyway, I like that, but I actually like the hidden parts of it. So it was talking a lot about loss. It was also about confidence, and also finding yourself, particularly for Lexi, because she had no idea what to do with her future. She like loves to surf and she loves to paint, especially graffiti art, but neither are what she would say is a job that would bring money in. So she was like really struggling with like what she should do in life and where her path lay and all that. And on top of that, there also was a little sinister part, which was a friend of Lexi's didn't like the fact that she didn't like him more than a friend. She gave him a chance in going for one date, and she said, look, I'll go on one date with you, but there's no promises anything will come for it. He was like, it's fine. However, it clearly wasn't fine for him, because when she said she didn't want to continue, she just said that we were better off as friends. He then got very violent. He started he keyed a car, he slashed her tyres, and then it got quite, he attacked her, and then it became a sexual assault. Basically, she got attacked by him while she was surfing. She smashed her head on a rock, and she couldn't remember for, I think it was like for like a 12-hour stint. So she could remember what happened in the morning, but that was it. From going surfing onwards, she couldn't remember what happened. So she was obviously struggling with was an accident, was it more? And then she started getting nightmares, which turned out to be actually she was her memories are coming back through nightmares. And she then realized this bloke attacked her, and then it got to the point where she started to wonder whether he sexually assaulted her, because there were things coming out. And on top of that, she then found out she was pregnant, and the date of possible conceiving was the day she got attacked. So by this point, she was now engaged to her best friend. They were all, they were literally moved out and were getting their own place and all that thing. And then she then found this what would have been a happy moment, but she then thought, oh my god, like, if I was raped, there's a high chance it could be the other person's baby. So she called off the wedding, and long story cut short, okay, here's the thing, I've given all of the spoilers there, I'm really sorry, but I had to discuss it. Basically, Alec is absolutely fine with what's going on. He said, regardless of whether I'm the dad or not, I will be the dad, but it will take my name, I'll bring it up, blah blah blah, all that. And as lovely as it is, I felt it was very far-fetched, because without being rude, nobody would have that calmness. Like, no one would. You would, if I was in that position, regardless if I was with the love of my life and all that, I'd want to know whether I was raped and it's the rapist's baby, or whether it's my partner's baby. I'd want to know, because I couldn't not know, especially if baby comes out and as it grows up it looks more like the rapist than that, because it's hard. There's no way in hell you can look and not see that and have that instant memory of what happened, whether you love the child so much or not. You will have that. And so I felt that part was very far-fetched. Like, I loved the book, I gave it 5 stars, but I did feel it was a bit far-fetched, because I thought, no one would turn a blind eye and not want to find out, like, either party, her or her fiance. But it was all happily ever after. I must admit, it didn't actually give you anything of whether she was raped or not, which kind of was a bit like, I wanted to know. Like, I wanted to know whether, like, it went that far, or whether it was just a nightmare sort of thing. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that it had darker tones to it and just a normal romance. And Nikki Ash does just draw you in. You can't put the book down. It's not original, like a lot of books have the similar pretense in what she writes, but it's just one of those books that it's just one of those books that you just can't help read, and it just makes you smile, and you're just like rooting for the couple. So yeah, I read that. Then I read Backstories, which again was on my Kindle. I gave that 4 stars. I really did enjoy it, but it just didn't give me the wow factor that I like to have in books. But basically it's only 90 pages, so it was just short stories, and each short story described someone. It could have been a singer, it could have been an actress, it could have been it was a famous people, but you don't know what famous people it is, and by the little short story of this famous person you had to work out who it could be. Now I must admit, I only guessed 3, and one of them I actually googled. The rest, some of them I sort of thought, ooh, and I googled because they sort of gave a sort of name that maybe not been that actual person, but it was a hint. And doing that bit of googling, I worked it out. But majority of the short stories, I still, even now, can't work out who it was. But I think a couple were possibly Hitler, possibly Greta, I can't pronounce the surname, but the one who's about climate change, and I can't remember the other one, but Anne Frank's dad, Otto. I knew that one straight away, only because I read Anne Frank's diary, and I did do a lot of personal looking into Anne Frank and her family, so I got that one. And then there was another one which I googled because I sort of briefly think I remember hearing from something. and when I did Googling, I think I was at it. So I'm not 100% certain, I could be really wrong, but they're the ones that I sort of thought. But I absolutely loved the spin-off, because I'm like one of those people thinking, was this true? Was the certain events that happened that were mentioned actually true? Or was it the author's just portrayal things, but near enough to truth? I fully don't know whether it was actually true events, but without saying who the people were. But either way, I was engrossed. I loved having to investigate and work out who it could be. But like I said, there wasn't a wow factor for me. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and there is an actually backstories part 2. So I'm quite interested to pick up that and read that. I'm not sure whether it's already out yet or in the marks. And then I read and finished A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth. This is amazing. Now, I'm not gonna lie, from halfway I was ranging this at a 4-star. I loved it, but it was a little bit too much world building and descriptive parts. Like, there were little bits of the action, but it was here and there, and I kind of was like, right, where is this whole alliance that's been said in the synopsis? Because basically it's the half-faith outcast desperate for acceptance, the tempestuous fury hell-bent on revenge, the dutiful prince determined to earn his place, the brooding guardian burdened by a terrible secret. Each of them hold a key to solve this series of murders that threaten to expose the fairies to the human world, basically as murderers to these iron-born children who basically are human. And it says here that these four form an alliance to try and find out who the killings and why and the murder is and all that. But literally, like I said, I got halfway and neither of the four had actually gotten together. Nausicaa, who is the Fury, her and the half-fae outcast, which is Arlo, they sort of briefly met and they sort of formed a sort of friendship. But the Prince Vehan and the Guardian Aurelian, I don't know whether I say the words pronounced right, they behave is how I pronounce them. Like, they obviously are a friendship together, but they hadn't all met, and I was just like, well, where is this going to be? Like, I'm halfway through and still they haven't met, you know, nothing's actually happening, and I was getting a bit like, right, like, is this going to be all the way through? But literally halfway through, things started to get together and it became more actiony, and I'm not gonna lie, last 100 pages was I'm not going to dive into too much about this because I do not want to spoil it, because I know a lot of people have this on their radar or are reading it or are planning to. Let's just say there's a cliffhanger. There is like a cliffhanger and a half. Like, I don't know if there's a book 2, whether it's actually going to be a book 2. I have no idea if they are doing a book 2. I'm hoping they do, because it's literally a cliffhanger and I'm there thinking, oh my god, like, you can't end it here. It was brilliant. It is very descriptive. The world building is just up there. It's brilliant. And then on top of that, it is what I would say a very dark and scary fairy tale, because it covers goblins and fairies and fae, reapers, trolls, gods, titans, the 7 deadly sins, which I absolutely loved. And then on top of that, you've got the LGBTQI representation, which I'm not gonna lie, I wanted more of. There was hints of it, and there was a hint of possible relationships forming and happening, but there wasn't as much representation as I was expecting. However, I'm wondering whether if there's book 2, then maybe that would go in, dive into a bit more of it. That's my only fault to it, but it's 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. This is definitely going to be a book I'm going to reread and reread, and I really do hope that there is like a book 2 and probably a book 3. I'm hoping it's a series, because it's a series I want to read. But yeah, so I read 4 books, and obviously I have got the target of reading 9 books for the 9 days. So I have got my 24-hour readathon that starts tomorrow on Saturday, I've already planned out the books. They're 5 retellings, so I am going to use those 5 books, and then once I've finished reading them, which will be on Sunday, which is the same day ends for the Books for Month charity, I would have then hopefully have read the 9 books. I don't see why not, because the books I chose for my 24-hour readathon aren't overly too long, so I should be able to read and finish them. But yeah, obviously if you want to donate to fivexmore charity, please do. I'm gonna obviously put down the Just Giving page. Honestly, even if it's just 50p or £1, anything will help. But yes, so I'm really happy to help and donate to the charity. It's for such a good cause, and being a mother myself is just important. So yeah, that's the end of the vlog. Obviously my next vlog, which will be coming up on a week, well, I'm doing it for the weekend, but it'll be up during the week, it's my 24-hour readathon. Obviously I will add in that I have finished the 9 books for the Books for Months, so we know I've completed it. But yeah, thank you for watching my vlog, and I will see you again in another vlog, which will be really soon. Let's see you again. Take care. Bye.